Hey, everybody, this is Paul from the Negative to Positive Show. And I didn't have an intro for Gil and Ricardo, so I thought I'd create one. Gil, he is a retired correctional officer. He has 30 plus years with that. And we have Ricardo. Ricardo is a retired firefighter, and he did over 30 years with that. We talked about being elders, we talked about being parents, we talked about being children, and we talked about parenting with our children. So without further ado, here's Gil and here's Ricardo. So that leads me to this topic right here, molesters, child molesters. I know how they're treated when they get to prison, but why do we have trouble getting them out of our families? You understand what I'm saying? Because they're in our families, but we don't do anything about them. So they never make it to prison, but you'll have problems with them later in the family, and all we do is just turn away from it. Because I got something I want to say about it, but I wanted to.
Well, that's frowned upon in the prison.
Yes.
And it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It should be.
Yeah.
What happens when they come out? I think
if they make it out.
If they make it out, there's a program now. You have to list that you're a child molester.
Yes.
And I think that's another good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're known in the neighborhood. Well, this guy is a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let him hang around with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have websites. Now you can go in there and look and see.
But I'm really talking about the ones that don't make it to the website. They're in our family, and we know it. That's what I'm saying. We know that there are people, those savory people are in our families, and we're just not. What does it take?
Well, I think it's multifaceted because first you have the shame of the victim who doesn't want to say, or is afraid to say.
Okay.
Then you have the shame of the family
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't want to admit that someone in their family is so heinous.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have I don't want to say embarrassment, but don't want other people to know that this person is connected to your family. So in order for your whole family not to get that thrusted upon them, sometimes what happens is that they hide that, and it's like, well, just don't let the girls, don't let them be with the girls,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, and but yeah, it's something that we have to talk about as fathers.
Yes.
Not only to the daughters,
Yes.
but to the sons.
Yes.
But to the sons. I recently heard about the percentage of women who are molested in the United States, and it blew my mind. It's more than 75% of the women
Really.
are molested in the United States, man.
And now I can understand with 75% why they hate some men.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Even though they want to be married, they want to be with men, but deep down inside.
And it's not a violent, rape type thing, but it's,
Grooming.
touching,
Grooming,
yeah,
yes.
the grooming them and the touching and that kind of stuff. And it's like, and Tiffany Haddish,
Yes.
the actress, I saw a thing where she was saying that she grew up in a foster home,
Mm-hmm.
and that the foster father was, really good to her, in fact,
Mhm.
that, cared for her and all that, but the thing was that he started, touching her,
Mm-hmm.
and even though he, was touching her, he was being good to her, and she didn't really evaluate it with that until later when she was older,
Mhm.
and she realized, what that had happened.
I know for women, just like I wrote the book 75% Man, and that's about growing up with trauma. And then you become a dad with trauma.
Yeah.
And then you become a husband with trauma. Same things happen to women, probably even more so, that they're coming into this world and hitting high school with trauma. and then they become mothers with trauma, and then they become wives with trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is just so messy that we're not seeing it, we're not talking about it, and we're not doing much about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're finally at that point now because they can look and see who's in the area and things like that, and who didn't protect them. Because that's where we're at now is you didn't protect me. And so when you're finding out that your child's been touched at age 30, she's telling you at age 37. And so we're looking at the mindset that's being eroded from the time it happened to now till it finally just explodes on the scene. And this is what's going on. You know,
From the darkness we rise up, never look back, shattering barriers, breaking through every wall. No more doubts, we stand tall and proudly call the strength within us, a fire that never dies, fueling our dreams, reaching for the skies.